Hello, everyone. Welcome from the Customer Marketing Alliance and Customer Marketing Digital Summit. We are about to take you on an anti-fragile approach to marketing. All right, so let us find the wonderful deck and tell me, Gillian, if this comes up for you. Are we good?
Yes.
All right. We call this also recession-proof marketing. So to start, who's on the call today? You've got me, Ari Hoffman. I'm the VP of Customer Marketing at Influitive, and the wonderful one and only Gillian. And I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gillian Farquhar. I'm the VP of not that, but formerly Global Customer Marketing at Click, and I'll tell you what I'm doing today when we get into it.
All right. I love it. Yeah, she's got a little bit more coming. So why are we here? There's a lot of uncertainty. Things are scary. I have personally seen a lot of people reaching out looking for jobs right now. I've seen budgets get cut. I've seen headcounts get cut. I've seen hiring freezes happening. So there's a lot. And what's really scary during these times is when a CMO of an organization has to look at the uncertainty and challenge, they've got to look down and understand, where do we make these cuts? And so today, the idea of today is to prepare you for those conversations and how to proactively have them with your leadership to make sure that your department is thought about in the reorgs and the rebalancing and the restructuring, right, in a way that is much more essential to growth during uncertainty than not. And it's really taking a proactive approach, which is this anti-fragile approach. It's not about just surviving, it's about thriving. And so that's what we're going to get into today. But we're also going to give you the stats and the data to make that case, all right? That is the point of today. And I love this line, right? Trying to predict the future is hard. Preparing for every future is better. And that's today. It's not how do you survive, because we don't know if we're actually going into a recession. But how are we acting? We are acting like it's pretty imminent, aren't we? Because if you look at these stats from Pavilion, and I just updated some of these, in July, 68%, that's basically 70% of all companies missed their revenue targets. This is all B2B and B2C companies missed their revenue targets. 65% in August missed. So down 3%, which is good, but still off when you're having almost 70% of all companies missing the revenue targets. 50% responded that they're adjusting down their revenue targets, right? Why are we adjusting them down? So we can make them, right? And so that we can show there's an improvement and that we're readjusting to this new world that we live in, whether it's going into recession or not, there is that uncertainty. So marketing generated leads are lower. You know, this is a great screenshot slide for everyone who's on this call. 26% of respondents, so over a quarter of respondents reported they'd laid off employees. August being the biggest month for reported layoffs in all of 2022, right? That's a lot. That's happening. That's real. Market conditions have prompted 2/3 of companies to have stopped or paused hiring, and 1 in 5 have now experienced layoffs. So what do we want to take from this? The big idea is that we need to build up our immunity, not just hunker down, right, for the winter. We don't just want to throw a blanket on and sit by the fire. It's not time to do that. It's time right now to get up, to exercise your muscles, to really get in shape for what's to come. So we want to build, and I made this quote because I love it so much. We want to build up our collective immune systems. That's how ecosystems emerge tougher, healthier, and more prosperous than before. So even though there's all this uncertainty, what we want to do is say, hey, how do you not only survive? This is how you thrive during this uncertainty. Here are the exact ways and areas to focus on. And that's what we're going to get into. So another stat that is excellent is Forrester came out with their new B2B revenue waterfall. And if you look at this slide, there's some great things that you can pull out of it. There's some things that we can unpack later, but the good part about this that you really want to look at if you're on the customer marketing and advocacy side of the house is this. You look at our revenue waterfall, this light green area is net new revenue from net new logos. If you look here, all the revenue in the darker shades of green is coming from your existing install base, right? from retention revenue to upsells and cross sells. So net new revenue also coming. If you look at the net new revenue coming from your existing install base, that still upsells your net new logo acquisition. All right. Just the upsell and cross sell, not your retention. Forget what you're sticking with already, but your upsells and cross sells, that expansion revenue is really upselling. And so this is huge. When you look at it, really takes 3/4 of your budget. And if you break it down, this is pretty much, this happens across the board. So this is a great slide to really say, hey, this is why we need to focus on where the dollars are, right? Instead of putting a ton of energy and raising your customer acquisition costs to focus on the acquisition side, we really need to focus. And Gartner's been saying this, right? This is Forrester Gartner's been saying this for 10 years now. You're 17 times more likely to sell to an existing customer than a net new. We know this. So what has happened in this part of the economy is we've gone back, especially with COVID, we've gone back to all of our customer marketing teams. We've hired a bunch of net new people into the industry and given them no budget to do anything, right? But we said, we've got to exercise this muscle that we don't know how to use, and we're not going to give you any money to go get a gym membership. So that's where we're going to keep going. I know I have a lot of ridiculous analogies. The point is, when you look at your entire customer market, or you look at your entire marketing team and your entire org, what's at the center of it all, right? Product, sales, customer success, support, demand gen, content, events, social media. Who feeds it all? Who feeds it all? Your demand gen team isn't feeding a ton back to your product team and to your customer success team, but your customer marketers are. So Gillian's going to get into something later about having to exist together that I think is very important. I'm going to take the hard angle of always fighting for customer marketing number one. Gillian's going to show what real leadership does and why she is who she is as we come up.